Hello beautiful Pisces, and welcome back, and this is your extended reading. Alright, so the cards that I'm going to be using for the extended is from an Etsy dealer. She does the regular Rider-Waite cards in plastic. It's called Dark Forest Tarot. The Etsy link is in the link below. It says Find a Deck. And I'm going to be using as an oracle the Witch's Wisdom Tarot. I find it's got a lot of shaman, plus the fact that the Hierophant card came out. I find that a little funny. Little tarot humor. A witch deck to a priest card, which is, you know, it's a thing. Anyway, for those of you who understand, you have to be very open-minded. Energies are energies wherever they come. They're benevolent if they help you increase and help you expand on who you are. If they tie you down and they hold you down and they keep you in that cycle of restriction, it's not usually a very good one, especially if it's hurting you. If it's closing up your throat is what I'm feeling right now. I feel like my throat is closing up. You know, when you're about to cry and you get that pain in your throat, that's what I feel. So that is no good for you. That is no good. And some people say, yes, but what if good for you will hurt somebody? We're not talking about that at all. We're talking about your own personal journey when you restrict yourself because other people's beliefs. And just because that's what they were taught, and that's what they taught you, and they don't want you to do anything or expand yourself in any way. You'll know because there's no real reason for it. It's just because it's do as I say, not as, you know, not as you think you should do. And it's a power thing. It has nothing to do with hurting. The only person hurting really is you from not being able to be who you're supposed to be. Okay? So we're going to talk more about that, and Spirit's coming in for this. A lot of you have gone past this. A lot of you have dealt with this. This is root chakra. This is like inner child. This is what you've been taught. And that's what we're talking about. Things that affect you today from your past. You have to remember that conditioning is very hard to release. It's very hard to release. Even when you point it out and realize what it is or see it in your life and you go, I recognize that that is a conditioned response, you still default to it now and again. And sometimes you get caught in it, or it gets masked in something that you don't recognize. It's sneaky that way. It will come back in and restrict you in ways that you don't think it's the same thing, but actually it is. So just a heads up, if something has been bothering you or restricting you in the last couple of weeks and you're thinking, why can I not move past this? Check with yourself. There may be things from your past that you conditionally just reacted to, and it's being masked in a way that you don't think it's the same thing, but it is. All right, so I did a clarity spread this morning for this reading for things of the past that affect you. Your journey is a beautiful one. You have the Hierophant card both here, and it's all about contrast this week. The month is called Breaking Trail. Breaking Trail is breaking trail in every single way, in your mind and the way you think and your energies. So it's going to be a difficult thing for you to do. It has less to do with the people around you, more to do with a battle within yourself. Okay, so keep that in mind is what they're telling you. But you're doing so well. You're moving slowly. You're changing your ways. You're balancing yourself out, and you're tapping into spirituality. It is a hard road because my beautiful little Knight of Cups here, my up and down guy, as I said this morning, he's my little hormonal card. You know, yes, no, love, not love. You know, like it feels like he's like all over the place. His emotions are everywhere, and it's very hard to deal with that because you may think you have a hold on it and suddenly the balance of it escapes you. I do see here that you will eventually get a hold on it and capture that balance, figure it out. It's going to be like, they're showing me like a clearing, like this card here, like a clearing that you're going to go, aha, okay, I understand now. And you're going to... it's like they're showing me a boat or a canoe that's doing this stuff. You're going to make it stop. Okay, so it's going to stop going back and forth, making you think you're going to fall over, and you're eventually going to get that boat going in the right direction to the transition. At the heart of you, Pisces, is such a hard worker, okay? You're working so hard to remove these blocks, to look at your choices and to move on. You are really looking at it. You are such a busy bee, okay? If I were to think of you, you are such a busy bee. At the heart of you, the Nine of Pentacles, the hard worker. There's no doubt about it. But remember what I said this morning. Don't work yourself so hard that you work yourself out of the opportunity, thinking that work is all you need to do here, that there's no easy way of getting to it. There is sometimes a lot easier way. At the bottom of the deck, it was the flip side of the Nine of Pentacles is the Nine of Wands, the contrast that they showed for your cards this week. The energy, the theme of the week was going to be the flip side of both roads, the hard way or the easy way. And not as previously announced to a lot of people, there is such thing as taking an easier way to where you want to go. You don't always have to toil and to get to where you need to go. The toil comes when something happens that Spirit wants you to pay attention. That's part of your journey. The rest of the time, you should be able to get there a lot more easier than you are. Okay? Just a note. So I'm going to pull as, not as tarot, but as a, more of a oracle card out of the Witch's Tarot, because I really love it. It's got really that beautiful earthy shaman, a shoe type of energy, and he kind of popped into my head this week. I'm hoping it's because he will reemerge in the coming weeks. I'm hoping. So you have Moon, the Moon card, so beautiful. Such a beautiful card. I love the way that it's open. It's almost open to receive. You get that High Priestess energy coming in. They've been talking a lot about intuition this week. A lot about intuition. So let's see what this book has to say about the Moon. It has such beautiful writings of this as well. So let's see. Okay. There's a wildness within us that yearns to be physical, sensual, animal, and free. But fear of this unknown part, of the shadows where it dwells, of where it might take us, or who might make us, has left us all half alive. Oh, so beautiful. We live in a human world of comfort and possession, safe and secure, but cut off from the natural world, from our body, from our magic of embodiment. It's the moon that illuminates our ancient longing when it appears in the night sky of our soul. It's a holy grail finally within reach, a cup of the wine of life of which our dreams of wholeness float. It's the moon that pulls us forward with its rhythmic ebb and flow, a mystery that women's bodies know. Diana, goddess of witches and all things wild, holds the mirror of her full and shining moon for us to see, our sacred selves no longer hidden, doubted, or unconscious. The pilgrim goes to see her reflection. She enters the dark woods and wolves appear. She slips into the deep waters where otters play. She even dares to brave the dragon's lair. Wildness is the only path to the moon. There's no need to dread the companions who will teach how to shapeshift into hoof and horn, paw and claw, fur and feathers, fins and scales, bud and leaf and flower. Set your foot upon the silver path, the moon will light your way, from fear to the fierce and freeing desires of your wild and natural self. Okay? This is all about the feminine power, by the way, okay? And receiving. And it does feel, as I was reading it, all I could hear is that, again, these things about conditioning of your human and physical world, the one that you were born into, what you need to tap back into is your intuition. Very much the intuition is coming in again, Pisces, okay? This 3. Don't forget it, it's at the end here. This is my card of spiritual guidance, of spirit guides. Make sure that you tap into that, okay? So it says here, howl at the moon, race with the wolves, swim with the otters, fly with the owls. Look back into the far distance and see the light. Feel a pang of sorrow for all who have let go. And it's all about the rhythms of the moon. Feel the moon in your body. And we are the moon, Pisces, okay? So we are Pisces. We are children of the moon. And I just realized that there are little otters right there. Aren't they cute? I want to swim with those, absolutely. I love water. I don't know if you're Pisces that love water. I have met Pisces who don't love water. I've realized that I'm a Pisces who doesn't like to be on water. I like to be in water. Difference. I always thought that I would like it all, but I do not. All right. So what I do now is I usually pull all the cards up and then I let Spirit talk a little more about these cards here. So as I said at the top, what you're working on in the middle, what you're working on internally, and then what Spirit wants you to know. So we're going to go one by one and we're going to see what they have to say. The first one, the Knight of Pentacles. Such hard workers, Pisces. Such attention to detail. That's what we are. We know we're building stuff. We know we're making it special and important. Temperance card. I felt as soon as I put it that I wanted to turn it around, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to talk about temperance, the balance of it. This case, though, I feel that the temperance card is showing us that it is patience and balance. But remember the Six of Pentacles came out, and that's a different type of balance. It's a balance for me that shows that it doesn't mean that it's equal. It doesn't mean that the scales are even. It just means that it's even for you. I've spoke about this many, many times, especially with a shoe, saying that, you know, two different size animals, you can't split the food evenly between them because it's not going to make any sense. A mouse is definitely going to eat less than an elephant, so you don't want to split the exact amount. You want to balance things out so that it makes sense to them. But on the scales of things, if you were to put the amount of food you would give to one to the other, it would look really, really out of balance. But it's not. Okay, that's an illusion. So this, again, being upside down, is you're working really hard, Spirit is saying, on finding your balance. And they want you to remember that it's not what you see outwardly. It's not what others expect of you. It's not your past or what people thought that balance meant to you. It's your balance. It's what you deem that makes sense to me, not to the teachers before you, not to the parents, not to the friends, not to everybody else, but to yourself. Okay? This is also the card of patience. So the impatience that you may be feeling in this way explains the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is painfully slow. And these lessons take a lot of time to sink in. They do. Sometimes years. Hopefully that's not going to take you that. If you're in weeks and you've got it, you're ahead of the game by a lot of people. The Hierophant card, showing the exact the difference between the two Hierophant cards. I mean, look at these. They're so different in the way they're depicted in this deck. Okay? You have somebody being enlightened. And then you have the traditional, you know, that priest sitting in a chair. I teach you and listen to me. The Hierophant in this one, he's like yogaing. Yeah. You have the devil to depict these. And I hear the devil is in the details. That's all I can hear. The devil's in the details of it. How do you perceive it? How do you perceive the writing of some teachings? A lot of people have gotten into trouble over that. A lot of wars have started over that, on how people perceive what has been written or explained. Be careful with that. Don't let it tie you down, is what Spirit is telling me. Don't let it tie you down. Don't let yourself be tied down by words, okay? Or ideas that you You know, make sure that the translation is, you see all the different variations of the translations that you're looking at. Okay? Confer with a higher power. Meditate. Ask your guides. Ask other people. Okay? What I did at some point in my life when I veered away from the Catholic religions, I went to other religions to see what they did. As an observer. I wanted to see what was out there. That opened up my mind. It opened up my mind to the similarities and to the differences, and to see what I wanted to follow in my own life. To see what my definition of the great big evil was, which I finally figured out what that was. And exactly, the devil is literally in the details, depending on what book you read, okay? Whether you believe in it or not. I don't. I believe we create our own devils. So, that's just me, though. Okay, that's my opinion. You want a devil bad enough, you can create one. Alright, so, perspective. The Hangman with the Six of Pentacles. But that's what it's talking about, that Six of Pentacles. They're telling you, find your balance for you. What is right for you today? And you know what? It may not even be what's right for you tomorrow. We're constantly changing. Changing is the word. It's the key. It's what helps us. It's what opens us. It's what makes us see things in a very different way. It's a great thing. You're always revamping things. You're always, changing things to suit you. Sometimes you start with one idea and you think it's fantastic. And then after a while you're thinking, that can be improved. Improve upon it. Okay? If you continue to grow, if you continue to improve yourself constantly, you'll keep your mind busy, you'll keep your journey fresh, and you're going to keep moving in life. You're not going to get stagnant and stuck, okay? Or less so. The Three of Pentacles. The Queen of Swords in reverse. Less of the mind, more of the spirit, okay? The Queen of Swords, she is very independent. She's a very strong and independent person. But this is about being in a team. This is about reaching out to spirit. This is about the mind. So they're saying, again, there's that contrast here. You've been living in your mind a lot, Pisces. It's time for you to live in your spirit form and to reconnect with it, okay? You've been grounded and you have a lot of weight. You've had a lot of weight on you. And you don't like being in this energy. You don't like being stuck here. It's not your place. It's not really your... Yeah, it's not my place either. It's not my place. I don't like being there. I don't like where everybody else, 2 feet on the ground, that kind of stuff. It's okay to get me where I need to go when I need to walk to some place. But other than that, I'd rather much be thinking in terms of expansion and spirituality. Okay? So make sure to connect back with yourself and your spirit guides to get downloads that are going to improve your situation. Put you above and get those restrictions off, the shackles off, the weights off. Okay? Alright, so at the heart of you is this weight, this headache. When I see that card makes me think, boy, do I have a headache. And some of you may have been suffering from headaches is what I'm hearing at. And they're stress headaches, Pisces, okay? They're stress headaches. You feel that pressure, that, okay? They're telling me, go to nature, go back out to nature. So is Eshu, and there he is. He's coming in. Go to nature, go talk to the moon. Go look at the blossoms. They should be coming out soon. We're going February, March, okay? Think of where you can plant the blossoms, your plans, okay, whatever. Go to nature. In my case, I'd still be smelling snow, but that's okay. I'll go sniff snow if that means it's going to make me feel a whole lot better. I'll go shovel snow. That makes me feel a whole lot better. Exercise. Exercising the body is like keeping it busy so that your mind can take flight, okay? Absolutely. Yeah. The Nine of Pentacles. This is your Chariot, okay? The Nine of Pentacles. Your personal goals of getting where you want to go. Your abundance. Your hard work. This is your Chariot. But remember, Chariot's very heavy unless it's moving, okay? And you got to get it moving. And until you get it moving, it's just a big lump of rock, big lump of steel. It's a big lump of car going nowhere, okay? You have to give it the energy to go. It has to propel forward, but through your command. So don't work too hard. Don't make it too hard, heavy. As I said, try to keep it light, okay? Make it so that the friction is less and that your movement is strong. Wow, that was nice. That was nice there, Spirit. All right, Knight of Cups. That beautiful up and down emotion. That yes, no, love, yeah. Okay. The Hermit comes out to remind you that when you're having these ups and downs, especially for emotional, they're emotional triggers. I want you to look into that because that might show its head. It might show its, it might become a hindrance later on as well. When you have a height of emotions, up and downs, it's because sometimes there's a wound or something that's being triggered that's getting you there. So the Hermit is reminding you to shine a light on that. See, shine a light on that. You need to look at it, okay? Maybe not to stop you completely, but keep it in mind that when you feel this way, there may be something there that's lying below the surface that you're going to have to deal with eventually, okay? And in this case, it's the up and down of this motion of not being able to move. Okay, so this is Spirit. Spirit telling you. All right. What are you doing with this? What are you doing with this? Are you looking at all your options, Pisces? Okay? Even the ones you may not like, there may be options in those options. As I said this morning, you don't like the snake, you don't like the crab or whatever in these. Maybe there's a snake charmer you can call. Maybe somebody who knows about snakes, okay? Tell you if it's a good one or a bad one. There's growth to be had. The Knight of Pentacles. You had the Queen of Pentacles and Knight of Pentacles. There's a lot of earth sign coming in. Abundance. Abundance even maybe in material things if you, if that's what you're looking at. There's a lot of growth to be had here by the choices that you're looking at instead of dismissing. So keep your mind open. Keep your eyes open. Keep your options open is the big thing, is what they're trying to say here. You have the Justice card. Seeing things, the Balance card is, like I said, it's not the Six of Pentacles. Remember what I said? Maybe you're working really too hard at trying to find a balance when things will never be that equal. You may not be able to find a balance in things that affect you from the past. Those conditions that were applied to you. Because they don't apply to you. Those conditions have nothing to do with you. They're not part of your life. So they may not be working hard to meet that balance thing coming in. So just keep that in mind, Pisces, when you're doing that work. That some of it is just going to have to be let go. And other things will be embraced and things will be let go. It's such a thing as life. That's how life is. You have to, when it applies to you, take it in. When it doesn't, you let it go. And you move on, you change. And those changes are going to keep happening every single day. You have the Eight of Cups coming in here. That is moving on. Moving on and letting go. Right. So it's time to contemplate where you're going to go next. What are you going to do? okay? Think innovatively. This has been about all thinking innovatively on the changes you want to bring on. Discover new things, new choices, new potential, okay? Glimpse the bigger picture and find it. Go find it here. She's walking towards that sunrise, that sunset, whatever. She's walking towards a different direction. She's committing to a new direction. Okay, so lay the land in preparation, okay? Fill yourself with creative force and remember that the world's at your command, okay? What you're not seeing is that this is all part of your growth. This is your Ace of Pentacles. This is you planting your seed, a new one that's going to be abundant, one that's going to bring you real concrete growth, okay? One that's building a new garden. That's what I told you. Go outside. Figure out where you're going to put the garden. Okay? Or the new foundation. This could be a new career, new job. Okay? New offers, new life, new love, new everything. You're planting the seeds right now to make them grow. To get out of the old and into the new. And move away from what affected you from your past. Anyway, I hope that this has helped you, Pisces. I hope that you like the extended. I'm sending you lots of love, light, and blessings, and I will see you tomorrow. Take care, Pisces.